Just 7 days ago in Sydney, the Wallabies put one hand on a Bledisloe Cup that they haven't held since 2002. Tonight here at Eden Park, they can take another step as they endeavour to make it 2 in a row in 2008. But just like last week, this is also about Deans and Henry, and right at the moment Robbie Deans is ahead on points. Well, the weather here at Eden Park threatened to become a major factor in the match. Sure, there is a breeze blowing from left to right, but there's been no significant rain for the last hour or so. But the ground conditions will be soft for sure, but just at the moment conditions not too bad as we look inside the respective dressing rooms. An opportunity before they come out to welcome our international audience Mnet through Super Sport in South Africa. There'll be a heck of a lot of interest in this Tri-Nations match for sure. B-Sky B through the UK and Europe, Asia, particularly our expats at Soy 8 and Wall Street and Bangkok, also Fox Sport in North and South America, throughout the Pacific Islands, here in New Zealand through Sky Sport and the Rugby Channel, and a special mention too of our Defence Force personnel currently serving in Afghanistan. We know they're watching the game over there, so good luck to you, and we certainly hope you enjoyed the match from Eden Park. So, Sterling Mortlock brings the Wallabies onto a ground that they haven't beaten the All Blacks on since 1986. And just one change to the Wallaby pack from last week. It was forced by the injury to Rocky Elsom. Phil Waugh takes his place, and this means that Australia effectively will play with 2 open side flankers. Again, there'll be plenty of pressure on the front row of Baxter, Moore and Robinson, but it's fair to say they held up pretty well last week. And a big plus for the Wallabies, the return of their skipper Sterling Mortlock. The big man has always been something of a thorn in the All Blacks side, and there's no doubt in these conditions he won't be easy to contain. Peter Hines, Berwick Barnes and Luke Burgess had their first taste of Bledisloe Cup rugby last week. They'll be better for that experience for sure. So the Wallabies have gone to the left. The All Blacks about to come out. We might just shoot down quickly down sideline. Ian Smith there. Conditions, Smithy.
Well, Nisbo, the wind favours the All Blacks ever so slightly. I've got to say, as Richie McCaw brings them out. But you're dead right, soft underfoot. What an atmosphere.
Yes, fantastic atmosphere. Well, the Wallabies got their skipper back tonight. So too did the All Blacks. Richie McCaw has missed 3 test matches, and his influence both as a player and a captain can't be underestimated. So McCaw's reinstatement means Rodney So'oialo returns to number 8. Jerome Kano plays blindside, and Andrew Hoare passed a fitness test, will start at hooker. And several notable backline changes from Sydney. Jimmy Cowan at halfback, Richard Kahui on the wing. Cowan was struggling earlier in the week to shake off an injury, but he's been past fit and will start his first test match in 2 years. Kahui, a surprise selection perhaps, out on the right wing side. And the All Black reserves out there for the anthems as well.
Singing of the national anthems. And to sing the national anthem of Australia, Elizabeth Marvelly. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of New Zealand, to be sung by Tim Beveridge.
Hey ho atua o ngai wi matora ata whakarongona mea Aotapai mana kiti amai Aotearoa. God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
Capacity crowd here at Eden Park tonight, in good voice too. All Blacks heading to do the haka. Quick word from Murray Mexted.
What an occasion. Nick Farr-Jones said it was a pivotal occasion for the All Blacks in the professional era. I think it's pivotal in this Tri-Nations, that's for sure. A New Zealand victory is a must here. So often the haka sets the stage, but it's the 80 minutes that follows it that is also so important.
They don't do it very often. They saved it for this big match at Eden Park. Kapo Apongo. And there was plenty of feeling in that for sure.
Yes, emotion. I feel it every time I see the haka, especially the way it is done today. So graphic, so impressive, with so much feeling. And now the rugby.
Some rather impassive reaction from the Wallabies. Kevin Mialamu leading the haka. He'll take his place on the reserve bench. The man with the whistle tonight is Mark Lawrence of South Africa. Big night for him as well. Lottie Takiri, such an influential figure in the match last week. Rodney So'oialo handing the captaincy back to Richie McCaw. Conditions not too bad for the start of this match. And now it's in the hands of the referees, checking to make sure that everybody is ready.
Will he kick long? That seems to be the tendency against this All Black side. Long with Andrew Hoare to receive. Let's see. Big pressure from the Australian team right from kick-off last week. New Zealand, of course, the All Blacks need to take the ball and drive upfield and clear, get out of their territory. Always penalties in the first few minutes.
Right, we're set to go. Australia hasn't won here since 1986 as Matt Ghetto gets the test match underway, and Williams drops it immediately, and the All Blacks lose control of it, but they might be lucky as Cowan fires it back and Carter clears.
Holding you up, Black.
Not getting a great deal of distance, and it bounces nicely for Adam Ashley Cooper right on the halfway line, and putting his boot to it was Barnes. It came off the foot of Conrad Smith, and they'll head to the first line out of the game.
Well, not a great start, but it ended up all right. Although it is Australia ball still inside New Zealand territory.
Get them open.
Let's see if there's any opposition in the first line-out.
There were only 14 lineouts in Sydney last week. Very low number. Maybe more tonight on a greasy surface, who knows. Good first up throw though by Moore, and Ghetto fires it out into midfield to Sterling Mortlock. Now Burgess sharp finds a gap through the middle, and the Wallabies making a good start. Now it goes to Palu, and the All Blacks get to him just near the 10-metre line, but it will be there for Luke Burgess slowly.
See, that's the counter ruck, and it needed 2 or 3. The ball's just sitting there. I'd say another one.
Sharp hands it off to Moore, straight back to where he came from. Now Burgess, Ghetto on the left boot, across towards Takiri, gets it quickly back on the inside, and McCaw just about intercepted. Now it's with Ghetto as it opens up again. And they 5 out from the 22. The Wallabies doing all the attacking early. And Burgess again has to dig deep for this one. Takiri instead hands it off. Now it's with Nathan Sharp again, dragged down by Nonu. All Blacks appealing. But the referee Mark Lawrence said okay, no worries there. Burgess gets it across to Moore. He's been pretty prominent. Palu hit hard by Smith. As the continuity continues from the Wallabies. All Blacks coming up very, very quickly. Ghetto taken by McCaw. Wallabies had all the ball so far. All Blacks might have this. They fancy their chances a bit. And Jimmy Cowan's looking in there to grab it. Plenty of counter-rucking going on here. And now Mark Lawrence, I think he wants to have a word with Rodney Sotelo.
In from the side with influence, so come on.
And he said he came in from the side.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was some massaging of Richie McCaw's face on the ground. That's what...
That's on number 8. Yeah, with the swing. With the swinging arm as well. Thank you, I did see it. And control of the arm, please. Okay? Up to you. It's up to you.
Well, concerted attack for sure. Australia putting all the pressure on in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Look at the way Takiri knocked this down, kept it alive.
Little punch.
Well, there was a moment there for McCaw almost. And Ghetto making the first break of the game.
Well, they clearly won the start last week in Sydney, Australia, and they've got a slight points victory, and it may turn into a 3-point victory early on. Just a couple of missed tackles by the All Blacks. Nonu missing Mortlock early on. His first touch was a good one. And even though Rodney Soyala appealing to Mark Lawrence, it was to no avail. And Mark Lawrence letting the phases go a long time.
It's on the favoured side for a left foot kicker, Matt Ghetto. That's a good start by the Wallabies. Ghetto kicks the early penalty goal, and it's 3-0.
In one sense is that it's necessary for the All Blacks to score next. This Australian side full of confidence. They've started well, and they've got the first points on the board. New Zealand desperately need the first try.
Robbie Deans and Jim Williams. Carter to get this game going again. Just over 4 minutes gone. The All Blacks made a mess of receiving, and so have the Wallabies, as James Horwath, left high, couldn't grab it. And so the All Blacks have a line-out throw here on the 22.
Which is exactly what they wanted. Well. Will it be Williams?
Ball goes deep, too deep, just deflected. Cowan having a dab. Taken down by War, who immediately steps over the top. Arm goes out. The All Blacks way penalty.
Side of the tackle. Side of the tackle.
So he's nailed the Wallabies early too, coming in the wrong side, just as Soialo did before, and so Carter gets the chance.
Well, easily placed for Daniel Carter. Yes, well, he did come in from the side, but also looked like he was offside. But there weren't enough numbers really over the ball there. Jimmy Cowan drove. have a look at this. Throw slightly overthrown, but Cowan tidied up okay. Now look at the support. McCaw was pretty lonely. And that's the area, of course, that Australia was so good at last week. That breakdown area where they got numbers there ahead of the All Blacks.
Regulation kick, it would seem, for Dan Carter. So Carter kicks the penalty goal, and we're back at even Stevens at 3-all.
Well, I'm not sure about the wind conditions. They may be a bit swirly, a bit difficult, but it just shows the old importance of controlling starts and restarts. Neither side has been able to do it. It's cost them 3 each time.
Now the All Blacks looking to tidy this area up. Williams has gone back again. This time he cradles it and belts his way straight into Ben Robinson. Cowan has Carter waiting. Carter tries to dribble the kick in behind. The ball is loose. It's been knocked on by the Wallabies.
Strong forward for a hand. Strong another charge on.
Well, certainly Carter's thought there was to put it in behind the Wallaby backline, who are flying up. No thought to kicking it out.
I think he was under pressure. He was pretty rushed. To me, like he was worried about getting it charged down.
Well, Murray, first scrum of the night. This will be interesting. Remember last week they had a lot of trouble with Baxter bringing the scrum down, and emphasis, I'm sure, from Micron this week for Woodcock to keep it steady.
Let's go again. Here we go.
Yes, it looked to me like
Bind up. Every time
Bind
up.
they run the hook, Australia, they dropped it.
There it is. Come in.
This occasion, it's New Zealand ball.
Crouch.
And Lawrence will know that New Zealand, it's not in their interest to collapse the scrum, so they'll be trying to keep it up. And they want good, solid ball, because that's what it's all about, of course. It's quality possession from the phases that's so valuable.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Right, Cowan feeds. Cowan whips it wide. Muliaina. Plenty of time to get his kick away. Ashley Cooper waits.
Come out there, goal.
Not a bad kick either. Muliaina gets back, takes it well, and Carter's got a nice angle here. Drills it away downfield. Lovely kick. Chikiri looks to go quickly, but Sotialo is there.
Well, it was a great kick. Yes, there's been a lot of suggestion that there's only one kicker in this team, and that's Carter, but I disagree with that. Muliaina very accomplished in that area. And also Jimmy Cowan, very tactically shrewd with his kick over the box kick, they used to call it, over the top of the scrum or ruck maul.
Stephen Moore with the throw. Lob back and straight into the arms of Williams, who anticipated beautifully. So the All Blacks effectively steal one as Cowan whips it away to Carter. Carter dribbles it again in behind. Ashley Cooper nailed by Nonu in a good tackle. Wallabies having to get numbers back, and it looks like they have salvaged it.
Yes.
Burgess. Barnes keeps it low. Muliaina. Long way to bring it up to the attacking side. And Williams is the first All Black chasing, and that's a lovely kick again. All Blacks kicking a lot better so far tonight than we saw last week.
Well, it looked like they're assessing their options. I had the feeling last week that they just wanted to move it every time they got the ball. It's as though that was the strategy, all-out attack. And I think shrewd consideration of opposition players where they are.
Wallabies take it quickly. They go short. Moore getting driven towards the touchline. And the Wallabies try to get it going again, but it won't be the Wallabies throw-in. So the All Blacks win that battle.
Keep it open.
It's a pretty good result, really. New Zealand ball now. Had one line out.
Come on, guys.
Only, and it's about the same place on the other side of the field, and it resulted in 3 points.
Got a hooker? Yes.
Slightly overthrew the first one, Andrew Hort. Quickly off the top for Kano. Puts Jimmy Cowan under a fair bit of pressure, though. So Soiano acting at halfback. Low to Carter. Now McCaw looking to hold them off in the tackle. Sets it well in midfield. Now Carter again. Quickly transfers it back inside to Brad Thorne. There's a Wallaby down as Carter goes on a probing run. Nonu thumps into the defence. Looks like Phil Waugh's the injured player as Cowan lobs a nice looking kick in behind. And they're all picking themselves up, and Phil Waugh's in trouble here. He is in Gaga land. He does not have a clue where he is. So play to continue with Phil Waugh being attended to. All Blacks have grabbed another one, contesting the lineouts and battling their way up to within 5 metres.
Yeah, good confidence boost to that drive. And Steele. Here's the ball.
Ball sitting there for Tony Woodcock. And he makes good ground too. The referee's got the arm out as well. Wallabies coming in on the wrong side. James Horwell across on the far side. All Blacks trying to get him out of the road. Now Jimmy Cowan's got his hands on the ball. Trying to rip it clear. Now he does get it. Carter.
Now we're watching him.
Ball is loose. And he's going back for the penalty. And there was some pretty cynical stuff in there, it has to be said.
Thank you. No, that's not new. The Wallabies have been very, very adept at that for many years.
Seven,
I remember
twice
back the old jersey pulling
Six,
before people pulled jerseys.
All right. Where's your captain? Have a look, have a look.
Obviously, Phil Waugh is back in action. And now let's have a look here. Phil Waugh. Oh, he got an elbow. Elbow of Richie McCaw, and that for a moment put him down and out, but he's back with us.
And then all out attack, an onslaught in fact on the goal line.
Now look at James Horwell, he was just a mile offside.
Yeah, we're dealing with it, eh?
So Richie McCaw might have given some thought there.
Thanks, Juby.
To kicking it out, but he's handed the ball to Dan Carter and a penalty attempt.
Kicking it out or even taking the scrum perhaps.
I think he was more intent on hanging onto the ball and being very close to Mark Lawrence, because I think he's a little bit sick of it already. Richie McCaw, he sat on the sideline the last week and watched the All Blacks get beaten. He was in the face or in the ear there of Mark Lawrence about this infringing early from the Australians.
Sometimes a little bit of time off, Smithy, allows you to assess. What's that old expression? The wood for the trees. And looking from as a third party almost makes things much clearer. That's why all the critics know about rugby better than the players.
So here's Dan Carter looking to give the All Blacks the lead in the game. No problems at all. 2 penalty goals to Carter, and 6-3 the All Blacks lead.
Daniel, you beauty. Well, now for a try would be good. An All Black try, that is.
Again, Williams waits. Goes early. Oh, spilled it into the arms of Andrew Hoare. So the All Blacks again salvaged it. Carter, at least Cowan kicks. Sivivatu runs up. Hines, though, in a bit of space. Peter Hines. And a couple of players missing tackles. And the Wallabies have it just out from the 22. Burgess away to Ghetto. Another kick for the far side. Too far.
Well, the attempt of the kick pass. So here's Hines. Yes, it was a good curving run.
Twice now.
Yes. First time was on the button, maybe a bit flat.
Step in.
That turns the ball over. That's in effect New Zealand's ball.
Step in there. Step. Yep.
15 minutes gone in the first half. Andrew Hoare.
Stats New Zealand have one against the throw.
Grabbed
Please
by
record
Thorne.
it.
Cowan has Carter. Carter lofting, or holding up in the breeze. And the All Blacks standing back waiting for something to happen. And it's been snapped up by Campbell. He finds a gap. And he gets good support too from Williams. All Blacks to the 10-metre line with Cowan. Carter again keeps it low. Ashley Cooper coming across. Forced to kick. Carter waiting back. He'll take this on the full. And look to find some space. Again, it'll hold up. Burgess waits. Carter goes. Burgess spills it back.
No, they've got it.
Taken away by Burgess as the Wallabies did well to win that. Barnes gave it to Giddo, gave it to Takiri. Tried to boot it. It was snapped up again by Giddo. It's still live. Now Giddo gets it back on the inside, and a despairing tackle by the All Blacks. Good continuity. They had a little bit of luck. The ball went their way. And Berrick Barnes it was who took the last pass.
Well, great play, Australia. This is just the end of it. Tagari, I guess that's a bit of luck you were talking about there, the nice bounce, but they worked it well. They saved the ball. War was taking ball and all, and they moved it, recycled it quickly, and they had the All Blacks stretched.
Free kick, All Blacks.
Well, for me, they're outside the line, not on the line. They're on the line, you're inside the 22.
So a technicality.
On the line, you're inside.
Spotted there by Mark
you're
Lawrence.
Inside your 22, part of it.
He's just making it clear, isn't he?
It's inside the 22. It's only a free kick. He can kick it out. The All Blacks, they won't get the put in if it does go out, but it won't anyway. So Takiri for Ashley Cooper. So a lot of this last week. The All Blacks didn't always deal with it well. Snapped up by Muni Aina. Finds a little bit of space. There it is for Cowan. Fires it back to Carter. Again, holding up as they contest possession. McCaw comes away with it. Finds the flying winger Tony Woodcock. Down he goes to the halfway. There's Jimmy Cowan. Sets it off to Carter. Hasn't passed it very often, Dan Carter. And this is a good one. This is an excellent kick.
Well, a strategic game. That's what Henry was thinking then. They're making good choices, good decisions. And playing a positional game. This is where the tries are scored, this part of the field. And that's what they're looking for.
All Blacks looking to contest, and again they go short. Not the 5 metres perhaps, yep.
So the touch judge picked that one up.
Jimmy Cowan keen to get underway, but the All Blacks might consider a scrum here.
Well, it's a great place for an attacking scrum, you know.
It's about the right place, yes, you're right. So
such a big blindside here. They can move all their players to the right and use the space on the short side.
now here's the short line out, and not 5 metres. Not bad, but Mark Lawrence needed confirmation from his assistant.
Not a big gap, gents. Crouch.
Sivivatu lurking.
Yes, well, they have moved all the players to the right-hand side.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Even Sivivatu.
Cowan. Now the scrum has gone down.
It's gone down, no advantage.
It wasn't policed that closely last week. The scrums that collapsed were allowed to continue on occasions.
You're on the arm.
Well, so much better to see Rodney Soyalo back at number 8. Where his control clearance of the ball
As patient as I can be now, you've got to
is so accurate, and he's dangerous running from there as well.
Crouch. Incredible feed. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Cowan gets it in. Soyalo is going to deliver the pass to Cowan. Off goes Carter. Carter back to Nonu. Nonu tumbling his way 5 metres short. Ball is there for Cowan again. All Blacks are close to the line here.
No problem.
Wallabies might have it. Might have stolen it.
Well, there it is.
It is there. to almost over the line. Soialo directing traffic away to the right.
Soialo to score.
Leave it there, leave it.
Off to Woodcock. Woodcock! Yes! Three tries in Test rugby, all of them against the Wallabies.
Well, it was an excellent try. They, in effect, turned over the ball by getting numbers behind the ball, driving it forward. And then all of a sudden, there it was. They sensed it. They took their time. Soialo particularly, most patient, till he had Woodcock in the position. So here it is, the double tumble. Over the top, then almost the same action again from Kano. Now that's when Australia had the ball. I think that was, it's hard to see, but I think that was War or Smith anyway. And that was a great try. Tony Woodcock barreling over.
Well, McCaw has made a world of difference, you know, to this side as well. He's been very effective at the breakdown. He's really on 1-on-2 in terms of George Smith, of course, and Phil War. But he was very strong there in that second phase as well on the goal line, cleaning people out and making sure the All Blacks got the ball back.
Taking control.
Carter's conversion is successful, and the All Blacks out to a 13-3 lead after 21 minutes.
Yes, and a psychological blow too. This Australian side's a very good side, full of confidence. So here it is. Watch the body position, legs pumping, right on the goal line.
Classic body position, low and impossible to stop. Barnes kicks off this time. This time the All Blacks take it down cleanly. Cowan kicks. Sivi Vatu's doing the chasing. Tidied up by Hines. This time Woodcock's after him. Referee gets in the road, but he's okay. All Blacks hoeing into this one.
Well, they want the turnover.
They might get it.
Leave.
They will get it. Again, Cowan kicks. Very good kick. The angle is outstanding. Oh, look, it's going.
Well, how's that? So he picked it up with his foot in touch, which means it's out. And that should be Australian ball. Well, that's the area that I think most... Oh, yes, Hines nailed, concerted effort over the ball. Sivi Vatu did well there. See how he put his foot into touch before he picked it up?
Yeah, still All Black ball. That wasn't in the air.
Okay. I'm not going to ask again. You've already had a free kick.
So that's a tremendous kick by Jimmy Cowan.
Step.
Well, it's an area that I don't think too many people realise that Jimmy Cowan's very, very good at this over the top of the scrum ruck or maul, and they're using it consistently, and those are the tactical kicks that are so important.
Paul's throw, dragged by Williams. There's a gap here. Woodcock, Junior. He's got a couple. How about that?
What a try. Absolutely outstanding. Precision work. Ali Williams, have a look at the ball from off the top. Woodcock coming around. Now that is a set move. That's one that's been rehearsed dozens of times at training. Well, the eyes are concerned now on the Australian faces. All Blacks in charge.
Beautiful kick by Jimmy Cowan. Really got this movement going. Wallabies could do nothing about it. And then it worked from the line out. Williams, precision. And Tony Woodcock, the great myth in world rugby, has scored 2 tries.
You're insinuating that the Australian media called him a great myth.
No, one of their former players did. Graham Henry's delighted.
Well, and so he should be, because they have certainly picked up the ante. Well, written off for many quarters.
Carter's conversion. Couldn't quite bring it round, but the All Blacks have taken over for the moment anyway. 24 minutes gone. 2 tries to Tony Woodcock.
Well, it's far from over, I would say.
Another kickoff made. Again, Williams, no pressure this time.
All right, low feet now, holding.
Count spotting Carter. Not looking for the touchline. Ashley Cooper coming forward, judges it well. Runs into Conrad Smith, but the Wallabies have possession. They haven't seen it for a while. Gang tackling on Nathan Sharp. They're well fired up for this game. Barnes working the blind, yes, Barnes working the blind side. Takiri. Low. And Sharp can't get, look at the black jerseys.
There might be another turnover.
Pouring over the top of it.
Where is it? Yes, it is.
Out into midfield where Ali Williams waits. Fires it, Sivi Vatu in a bit of space. Kicked pretty early. And into touch it goes.
Well, Jimmy Cowan, a moment of hesitation, but it was saved by Ali Williams. What a pass off his right hand. Spiral missed pass. Sivi Vatu, I thought, should have kept on going.
There's so much talk during the week about the kicking game of the All Blacks being inferior, but tonight they have been sublime. Every kick that they have had basically has been on the spot. Whether Carter has chosen to go to ground, kick it low, Cowan's backed him up, but Winston Sivi Vatu there and Muliaina, they have got more than one kicker.
That was the last contact.
Looking slightly worse for wear is Nathan Sharp as the Wallabies win the line out down the back.
Holding.
Burgess for Ghetto, put under big pressure by Carter. Muliaina angles under it now. Sivi Vatu. The pass was feinted towards him and again plumped up the middle, knocked on and by Luke Burgess. Referee will play an advantage, but there won't be one here for the All Blacks. And that ball definitely holds up and quite a strong win, Smithy.
I think the Wallabies are confused by it all. I'm pretty sure that when they won the toss, they didn't feel that they were going to be playing with the wind behind them. I thought they were going to be playing into it. And all of a sudden, they're finding that Takata's kicks are holding up and they're finding themselves out of position. Whether or not they just have to adjust and become a little more shallow, I don't know. There's going to be some attention to Nathan Sharp.
It's an interesting strategy too they're employing with this kick up and under right in the centre of the field. What they're saying is they're putting it back in the Australians' hands and saying, here, take this, we're coming up in a line and we're going to put big pressure on you. You've got to get out of it.
Daniel Vickerman, 18 for the Wallabies. It's a blood bin for Sharp.
A well-placed ball like that is actually a 50-50 ball.
Well, I guess Sir Wilson Winneray will be here tonight. He was the last All Black prop to score 2 tries in a test match against the Wallabies. That was way back in 1958, 50 years ago. Soialo takes it forward for the All Blacks. Cowan up to Thorne. Now Cowan again, effectively working the blind side. Muliaina comes in. 10 out from the 22, the All Blacks. Cowan again the blind side, finds himself in a bit of a gap, got the pass nicely away to Woodcock. Man of the moment, 22 looming. Now they get it wide to Thorne.
And they tackled him, they were waiting for him that time.
Cowan now goes to his back line. Carter, Williams wasn't expecting it, but he did well to hang on. And this time the All Blacks dive in over the top and seal it off.
On your feet, please.
Well, that whole series of attacks came from the scrum with Rodney Soialo breaking the advantage line. Detaching from the back.
Wallabies have gone and Mortlock. Some of these guys have hardly been in the match, particularly the Wallaby players. Ball almost stripped there from the Wallabies.
I think Carter got it. That will be Wallaby ball now, I'd imagine. No?
Leave it on the ground.
Taken quickly by George Smith. Taken by Cowan. All Blacks in contesting it. Burgess. Soialo out of the blocks. Lobbed away by Barnes. Ashley Cooper trying to step. Takiri goes in to give him a bit of help. Now here's El Baxter. Good charge by the big prop forward. Now Burgess again. Ghetto again, one of these flat kicks. Puts it in behind and it's nicely judged.
Very good play, Australia. It was organised. They were under pressure. New Zealand really attacking that breakdown, that tackle area. But they got out of it, Australia, and controlled the ball well.
Dan Vickerman in trouble. He's on at the moment anyway. A blood bin for Nathan Sharp. But Dan Vickerman very slow to get to his feet.
Yes.
Heading to the line out, where he'll be required, of course.
That's it, boys. Keep it there now. Go. Let's go. To another hooker. No. Hooker.
Half an hour gone. 10 remaining in the first half.
Gold hooker. Keep it there on the flag, huh?
Cowan standing at the front of the line out.
Good ball, Ali Williams. Solid two-handed take. Just stabilise things, slow it down. Is the plan.
Looks to be some real confidence in the All Black line out tonight as Cowan kicks from inside the 22. And happy to go to the line out.
No influence, don't go.
Something they seemed a little reluctant to do in Sydney.
Well, of course, if you're competent in that area of over-the-top box kicking, like Cowan is, against the wind, it can be much more effective than moving it back another 15 metres for Carter to clear.
Look at Cowan poised at the front of the line out there. Wallabies win it cleanly. Now Ghetto. And he's got away Mortlock. And Ashley Cooper's got a straight run for the line. And Adam Ashley Cooper, the All Blacks are broken in midfield.
Well, it was a lovely try. Absolutely magnificent. Off the top. Beautiful ball. And moved so quickly they were on the outside of the All Black defenders. Not quite sure why Sivivatu didn't make the tackle, make the conversion harder.
Well, Conrad Smith, I think, is the major culprit here. He just fell off Mortlock, who is so strong. It's right there.
They still had an extra man overlap though, Smithy, even if he'd held it. But it was a beautiful try.
He scored a try against the All Blacks before, Adam Ashley Cooper, and that is a big one.
Well, certainly is. Back to 18-10 when he kicks this.
Ghetto from right in front. Yes, 18 points to 10. So the Wallabies hit back when they need to. And 8 minutes remaining until halftime.
And Murray, the sign is get field position and convert. That's been the story of the night. Neither side has missed out when they've been down in the 22 of the opposition.
It's classic rugby, isn't it? Very, very high standard.
Carter kicks off. Horwell waits. Palu tries to spin out of a couple of tackles. Almost stolen by Hoare. Now it's with Peter Hines across to Vickerman. Wasn't expecting it, but he did well to take it just out from the 22. Burgess works blindside. Here goes Stephen Moore. Good stuff here from the hooker. Got away from Sivivatu. Back to Palu. All Blacks missing a few tackles. Knock on by Peter Hines, and all of a sudden somebody has thrown the switch and the Wallabies look a different side.
Well, and Hines nearly got his hand to that. There might have been one All Black finger involved. Well, caught short on the short side. Two tight forwards. No, there's a back. Well, it was good play. Yes, it was Ali Williams' hand that just got him between.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Cowan rolls it in.
Keep it up, please. 3. No, sir. Take it
And
down.
it's against El Baxter.
Finish talking.
So it is a full arm
Turning it
penalty.
forward, taking it down. I've been kind to the last two. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, Carter in danger of not kicking it out. That's bad. And he'll be the first to acknowledge it too.
22.
So back to the 22. The All Blacks missed an opportunity here.
Yes, it would have been handy to have a line out with your own throw inside the 22.
Noah Baxter down on his knees.
Well, he was certainly down, wasn't he?
Gitto. Soialo waits. He's going to take it into contact. No, he makes the kick. Oh, and he's lobbed it straight into the arms of Burgess. All Blacks immediately put under pressure.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a smart kick, that little chip kick in the centre of the field. I would have liked to have seen him take it in and drive it up.
Wallabies had it covered all the way. And now thought he was going to take it into contact when he made the little kick. But he kicked it straight into the arms of Luke Burgess. And now Andrew Hoare has to get this throw right. He goes short to Jimmy Cowan.
That was an interesting throw, wasn't it?
So I don't think Jimmy Cowan would have won too many lineouts in his day.
It was played for, though.
Back it goes to Carter. He's getting very good distance into these kicks. Fielded by Takiri. Now the try scorer, Ashley Cooper. All Blacks coming forward looking for it. It's Soialo. Right near the 22.
Taken in, eh?
Cowan. Back for the fullback. Wins Moniaina. This won't go out either. Takiri's going to let it bounce. And he gets it. 5 metres in All Black territory.
Leave it, leave it, leave it. Leave it, goal.
Turnover.
Flings it wide for Kahu. Now the chasers are on. Ali Williams leading the charge. Kahu's joining in. Burgess is going to let it go.
And it beats them all.
And Nathan Sharp ready to come back into the fray.
Well, clean turnover of Takiri. Who is that? Andrew Hoare, I think.
Clever kick this, and look at Artie Williams.
Not too much wrong with that ankle now. He looks to be running freely.
Moore to throw, under pressure. 5 metres out. Oh, didn't get the cloak it was supposed to. It was taken in by George Smith.
Yes, but very good contest.
Burgess fires it back for Gitto. Oh, that's well off the side of the boot. And that will give the All Blacks a line out 15 metres out.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, really, when I look at the stats. New Zealand have won 2 against the Australian throat in this half. It's really impressive. Of course, the Australians have always rated their line out against New Zealand.
Sharp is back. Vickerman to the sideline. Just under 3 minutes remaining.
So what will they do? Will they drive this?
They go to Williams. They go again to Woodcock. Same move. Snapped up by Somerville. Ball goes back, says the referee. And what's he got here? Penalty. Now let's have a listen to Mark Lawrence.
You are not on your feet, you are on your knee, and then lift it back. You weren't supporting your body weight. Penalty.
He's given a penalty against George Smith. He was playing the ball with his knees on the ground, and it'll be a shot at goal for sure.
That's not a free kick, because he was off his feet, and then ripped the ball out.
So beautiful position once again. That time it wasn't held quite so long by Williams, but the timing was absolutely perfect. So there he is on his knee there, trying to get the ball back. It's a straight out penalty. This might be a little bit difficult with that wind swirling. Smithy, which way is that wind?
Well, it's tending to favour the Wallabies at the moment, which is a traditional sou'wester, so left to right if you're looking at it. It didn't start off that way in the evening, I tell you. So it has changed around. It's difficult. People are having trouble fielding high kicks. And Carter missing his last kick.
But is it
He'll need this one.
Is it down the centre though for this kick?
He's kicking basically into the teeth of it right now.
Yes. Yeah.
2 penalties already, and there's a third. So the All Blacks push the lead out to 21 points to 10.
Well, it's not a bad lead at half-time if that's what happens. 1 minute to go till the half. So secure the kick-off. And out of territory, I would say, would be the call. Australia wanting to put the heat right on. Ooh, man in front.
Again, it's Williams. Plenty of time to drive into Nathan Sharp. Oh, the Wallabies a bit offside there. Referee lets it go as they didn't directly interfere. Hines. Ashley Cooper. Williams wants it and gets it nicely. Burst out of a couple. Having another strong game as Cowan sends it across to Nonu, looking to step his way through, and does so. 5 metres on the Wallaby side of halfway. All Blacks with a bit of momentum. Now Woodcock across to Carter. McCaw looking to straighten. Again a clever kick. Here comes Carter. Beautifully done by Ashley Cooper. Taken down by McCaw in the tackle.
McCaw Turnman. They'll win this.
All Blacks step over the top of it. Cowan now. Oh, dropped. Ali Williams thinking a little bit too far ahead, and he's knocked it on. And that is the end of the first half. And boy, what a 40 minutes it has been. Ali Williams is disappointed, but the All Blacks are well and truly up for this one, and they lead at the break by 11.
Wonderful contest, wonderful rugby, good structure, and some great tries being scored by both teams. New Zealand just with an edge going into the half.
Tony Woodcock got a couple of tries for the All Blacks, and towards half-time it was Adam Ashley Cooper for Australia. Half-time at Eden Park sees the All Blacks ahead 21 points to 10. Absorbing test match at Eden Park, as we expected it would be. Plenty to discuss at half-time. All Blacks have ploughed over for a couple of tries. The Wallabies hit back just before half-time. And it's 21 points to 10. Looking pretty calm and collected, as we've seen so often in the Crusaders dressing room. No panic at all from Robbie Deans.
Well, he's not the type of guy to panic, isn't he? But he gives the message very clearly, and that's what you've got to do.
And the same scenes really unfolding in the All Black dressing room.
And of course, very hard to give 6 or 7 messages. The heat of the battle at half-time.
So, the highlights from that first half of the All Blacks. A sustained period on attack. Carter ran. Nonu tumbled his way downfield, and keep an eye here as Kano takes it up, and Tony Woodcock got the pass, stayed nice and low, picked up his 3rd test try, all of them against the Wallabies, and another one was to follow fairly shortly. It was a beautiful kick by Jimmy Cowan, which drifted into touch, and from the ensuing line-out, this is a beautiful planned move. Williams off the top and Woodcock again, and they had a couple inside 24 minutes, much to the delight of the bench. But it's not over yet, and the Wallabies strung together a lovely back movement, which saw Mortlock get on the outside of Smith, and Ashley Cooper untouched with Takiri looming on his left.
Oh, glorious free running try, that one, getting out on the outside of your marker.
So there it is in summary. 2 tries to Woodcock. Carter's done the rest. And Ashley Cooper hitting back for the Wallabies. 21 points to 10. And now the all-important stats.
Well, have a look at that. Domination to New Zealand on the stats board. Possession, territory, breakdown turnovers. What a lovely thing to see. What a great sight, because 4 weeks in a row they've been down big time in that area. Turnovers conceded. Look at that. Wallabies have conceded 11 turnovers in all phases, and only 1 handling error to New Zealand, 6 to the Australians, and kicking meat is extraordinary.
Yes, that one handling error was the drop ball by Ali Williams on the 40th minute. So that is a remarkable performance, really, at high intensity rugby, and there'll be more to follow after the break. All Blacks leading 21-10. All Blacks and the Wallabies playing their 130th test. Let's hear from Wayne Smith at halftime.
Wayne, so many better elements to talk about tonight at halftime, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, we're playing better territory. We might have a bit of wind in the second half. It's going to be all about intensity, you know, keeping the urgency up, reminding each other, keeping it going for 40.
Kicking game a lot more solid tonight too.
Yeah, we've got a better plan, I think. You still got to execute, and they're executing pretty well. The chase is good. We've caught them a few times. As I say, there's 40 more minutes, and we've just got to keep focus up, keep concentrating, and play it down their end as much as we can.
You know full well they're going to hit you in the first 10 minutes. It's going to be crucial.
Yeah, I think so. We gave a pretty soft try, which annoyed us. So, you know, defence is going to be critical. We've just got to put the heat on them, force them into some errors, and the points will come.
Hope it goes well, mate. Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
So the second 40 minutes about to kick off. Mark Lawrence, he wants to have a chat with Sterling Mortlock before we go any further. He's just checking to see if everything's okay.
Sweet.
Well, he's done a pretty reasonable job, though, I think, Mark Lawrence, so far in this game.
Whistle blows, and the All Blacks at half-time leading by 21 points to 10 at Eden Park. And Takiri accepts the kickoff and goes hard, just out from the 22. And they get a free kick immediately, which is taken by Burgess. And his kick, it slews off the side of his boot and is claimed by Carter. Carter in a bit of space, and so also is Muliaina. And the All Blacks have good possession here, just near the 22. Back it goes to Nonu, fires it up to Thorne. Cowan's going to work the blind side with Smith. Takes the tackle. So Cowan will get another go. Now Nonu fires it this time to Williams. Williams looking to hand a couple off. Got rid of one, but Phil Moore clung on well and then lay all over the ball.
Well, he was well covered, though, Ali Williams, using the locks as runners, New Zealand. Thorne and Williams.
To the sides.
Nisbo very quickly. Drew Mitchell on at 22 for Adam Ashley Cooper. Straight substitution.
Cheers, Smithy. So Drew Mitchell at fullback.
So Williams trying to fend off Baxter, running into War, who tried to take a ball and all, and did so pretty effectively for a small man. And this is where he lay on our side, or the All Black side of the ruck.
So Drew Mitchell at fullback. They might consider he's a better option under a high ball. Ryan Cross not starting this week. He had a big start to his Bledisloe Cup career last week.
Yes, he did indeed.
You've had enough chances, they can also have a chance. All right, come on, keep it going. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Blindside, Soyalo, a bit of space. Cowan bounces off to Keary's boot. McCaw, up it goes to Williams. Williams runs straight into Moore, and the All Blacks have to set it again. Cowan, Carter, Nonu steps away. Nonu, clean break, got it off to Smith, and he just couldn't quite get rid of the ball. He was taken in the tackle, but Nonu just starting to stretch his legs a bit in midfield. As the Wallabies, ball is there. Referee saying that the All Blacks have to get back on side. So Ghetto pumps it high in midfield, coming down around about halfway. McCaw's after it. Muliaina though. And the ball slews loose. Here's Sivivatu.
Well, it's certainly a territorial game. Sivivatu running at pace that time. Must have heard Graham Henry's words. Let's play it in their quarter. Content to stab it into touch. Australian ball. So Nonu making the break again. That's two he's made.
McCaw just pulling out at the last minute to allow Muliaina to take that. Now Moore throws or deflected, untidy. Burgess nailed. Big tackle by McCaw. Now here goes Andrew Hoare. Out with Smith. Snapped up by Nonu. Nonu still going. Away for Sivi Vatu. Back to Nonu. Nonu! Well, he's had plenty of critics during the week, but he's bounced back tonight.
Well, I think he's a great player, Nonu, because he's so dangerous, and that's the area he's dangerous in, actually breaking the line. What he needs is a bit of assistance, and that's why I think Smith is so good with Nonu. Well, it was contest there. McCaw created a lost tackle. Hoare had a bit of a go. Beautiful pass, not quite held. Knocked back. Nonu once. Fed Siviatu, who fed again, and Nonu off his left, straightened up, try.
Andrew Hoare did well to get his arms free. Smith couldn't grab it. Nonu the first time, Sivi Vatu, then Nonu again, and this close to the line. Too tough. And a 6th test try. Graham Henry's happy. All Blacks score first after half-time.
One of your babies, Nisbo, contesting at the line out. So much better tonight, the All Blacks in that facet, both sides of the line out actually. And also the value there of Andrew Hoare's mobility around the field, and Nonu staying in support after making one of those passes. Crucial, scoring first.
Speed off the tail of the line out too, Smithy.
Yep.
McCaw.
Carter's kick is good. 28 points to 10.
Well, now New Zealand looking hard. There he is, Waka Nathan. What a great footballer he was. The Pantin Noir, they used to call him in France, the Black Panther. He used to pounce.
All the great players sitting in the southern stand, which won't be here this time next week. Here goes Nonu again. Well, they're having a real problem putting Nonu on the deck tonight.
Scrum.
Now Richard Kahui's gone down.
Accidental.
Adam Ashley Cooper nursing an ice bag there, so maybe an injury of some sort. Now, awkward landing for Kahui. Oh dear. But he's okay. He's back in position.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Holding. Now Black.
Wallaby scrum.
No, stay.
This Burgess away for Gitto. Takiri's nailed by McCaw as he steps his way through. Now Burgess again. Off it goes to Gitto. Now an opportunity for Hines. A support there from Drew Mitchell. Wallabies look dangerous whenever they get the ball out wide. And here's a go by Hallwell. Putting the pressure on the All Blacks. The arm is out as it's a free kick advantage. Now it's handed on by Mortlock to Takiri. Ball is still there for Smith. Still playing the advantage. And there is none there for the Wallabies, so they'll get a free kick way back.
Thank you. Be on your feet, guys. Yes.
James Hall has the ball, and he takes it too. It looked really like an opportunity for a scrum.
No, one, stay.
Burgess looking blindside firstly, now to this near side. Very slow. Now they go with Stephen Moore. Wide to Nathan Sharp. Soialo gets in there and stops that one. Ball bounces back to Ben Robinson. Came back somewhat unexpectedly. Wallabies still in possession. Burgess has to step over it.
Might be a turnover here.
All Blacks fancy this, I think. And yep, free kick.
Well, good resilience. The All Black defensive line held tight. Now take your time, Jimmy, I would say. Hand it to Daniel.
Who's there? No one.
Come in, Biggles.
Yes, it's almost as though Mark Lawrence was taking a phone call.
He said, hello, you come in.
This is staunch defence on the part of the All Blacks.
Well, there it was too. It was numbers over the ball. Just when the ball was sighted, the counter ruck. And Australia stopping the flow.
Keep control.
So a big moment on defence.
There's a line.
Back to halfway we go now for Stephen Moore. 9 minutes gone, second half. Sharp deflects untidily. Burgess. Barnes across to Mortlock.
Okay, rock now.
Now Burgess again, or George Smith hit hard. But he spun out of the tackle, made it back to the advantage line.
He's a survivor, George Smith, no doubt about that.
Ball is there, Burgess didn't know about it. Oh dear. The ball dropped down, the temptation was too great.
Yes, it is a temptation. That's exactly what it was. It was sighted. But whether it was out or not is another thing. And Mr. Lawrence judged it was not out. That's a good kick.
Just have a look at this as it pops out the side. Blimey, how long can you hang on to the ball and use your hands?
Tell you what though, it was definitely still in, wasn't it, between the two legs, the ball. So he did come in, brought the temptation.
Moore throws deep. It's a better line out. Burgess controls nicely. Ghetto flat to Mortlock. Taken down in a bear hug by Nonu. Burgess to Moore. Now they bring it to this near side. Ghetto though. Oh, he ran straight into the All Black forward pack.
They've still got it, Australia.
A moment of indecision from Matt Ghetto. Now Tarlo.
There it is.
Burgess. All Blacks coming from all different directions. Oh, and he's got a penalty. I think he decided they were offside.
Was that 6? Where is he? Tackle without the ball, please.
That's in fact it's against Kano for tackling without the ball. So decision time here for the Wallabies, 28-10.
Well, they've just got to peg the points back, Australia, whereas New Zealand will be eyeing scoring another try.
Pilot now the hooker, and Vickerman, I think, Smithy, both of them.
That's correct. 16 for 2 for the Wallabies, yep. Polodinal and Vickerman on for Nathan Sharp. And this is a huge moment for the Wallabies. They must get something out of this visit.
Well, they didn't take the kick at goal. They said we need 7.
So the new hooker to throw. Dan Vickerman right near the back of the lineup. They're going to use him as well, but the All Blacks get a hand in there.
Ali Williams got it, I think.
Contesting lineouts. Boy, that is a big change. The All Blacks contesting a defensive lineout. I don't think they did that ever last year.
I think you'd prefer that anyway.
Well, the All Blacks calling for a penalty. Mr. Lawrence going back to the first offence, which was knocked down by Australia. I'm not sure if it was. I thought Williams got a hand to it.
Touch, pause, engage. Fine, that's just from a hinge. Keep it nice and close. Come a bit closer.
Chance to have a look in the second half at Ben Robinson and Greg Somerville.
Just a tad. Okay, you guys happy there? Come in, not the big
Pretty good ground conditions, really. It's a bit soft, which is why he's moved the scrum, but
crouch.
Fully dryish down there, Smitty.
Oh yeah, considering the rain, Murray drains great this ground now.
Blindside Soriano managed to get away from the referee as well. Now Cowan scooped up beautifully by Carter, and this one will drift into touch. Good clearance, very good clearance.
I think he was happy to kick it into touch. Well, that was a great scrum to launch from for Rodney Soriano. Explosion from the back of the scrum. He's good at his game there. I think we've seen a big difference. Soriano back into the slot. It's the old firm, really. McCaw and Soriano together.
Again, the All Blacks jumping in, but Pilota now's done well. He made the mistake with the throw, but he might have salvaged this one for the Wallabies. Burgess goes short to War. Knocked senseless in the first half for Phil War, but he's bounced back.
That's fine.
And he's tough.
Holding now.
Burgess. At least it was George Smith who made the kick. Here's Ghetto. That's just when he needed a right boot, but he didn't have it. And the All Blacks have won it through, I think it's Conrad Smith might have grabbed it.
It looked like Morlock had it under control, not Morlock.
Now Williams, oh, he loves to kick it. He loves to kick it. Not quite so good this time, though. He really wanted that to stop before it got to the goal line.
I think he thought maybe the ground was dry.
Just hold the timeout. All right, come on.
Now we've got a school teacher's report from the touch judge. Saw something.
Something way back on halfway involving James Horwell and maybe Rodney Soialo.
That's timeout, of course.
I saw number 4 gold.
Yes.
And number 8 black. They were throwing punches against, throwing arms against, hitting each other on the ground over there.
Okay, down over there.
Yeah, just.
Who started it?
Sorry?
Who started?
It's a black, and later on he led by the gold.
So you want me to go back for a penalty, or we're going to carry on with the 22? Just talk to them and keep it clean. You want me to talk to them and keep it clean? You want me to penalise?
Stop to them and make it clean.
Okay, give me what's number 8?
Number 8 black and number 4 gold.
Let's get 8 here. And 4.
I thought Lawrence handled it quite well, actually.
Just so we set some standards and keep it clean, it's up to you guys. Keep these guys to play on the ball and not off it. We're going to carry on with the 22, and we're going to ask you guys to play within the game, play within the laws, and then we'll let you play. Otherwise, we're happy to send guys off. Happy?
Yeah.
Just got ripped from the side. That's fine, but we need to keep those arms to ourselves, eh?
Send them off for that.
All right, thanks,
overaction, I'd say.
Play on. Time on.
While all that's happening, John Afoa preparing to come on. But he's just going to be held back for the moment. So it's a 22 dropout. 14 minutes gone, second half. Moriaina waits. This is coming down just inside the 22. Drew Mitchell not calling for the mark. He may not have been aware of where he was. Had to keep his eye on the ball, and he came out of it very well indeed.
Keep watching him.
Well, New Zealand haven't had too many throws to the line out. 5, in fact, and they've won 4 against the throw. Australia, just the 4 lineouts, and none against the throw.
4-man lineout for the All Blacks. Williams deflecting, Cowan. Nice pass away to Thorne. Thorne running at Phil War and lays it back. Cowan losing his footing. Flipped it up to Williams. Cowan keeps it moving. Carter drops it onto the boot. Another nice gain. 20-30 metres from the boot of Dan Carter. The All Blacks keeping the pressure on.
I thought there was a different expression on Graham Henry's face. It's almost an expression of satisfaction at the way they're playing, and I think rightfully so.
Now Pilotonau's first 2 throws have been shaky at best. Oh, it's shaky again. Kano got his hands in front. All Blacks might get this. Yes, it's going to be there for Cowan. Slings it off to Carter. Now here's Nonu. Nonu, this time taken. Lays it back. Williams first man there. Gets Soialo on the inside. Now Cowan. Here's Nonu again. Looking to offload. Couldn't find anybody though. And he's got the Wallabies for something here. Now Carter. Carter drifting. Carter. Almost through. There it is for Somerville. Slings it off to McCaw. Not too many All Blacks out on that far side. Most of them congregating on this near side. Ball turned over.
On the
Penalty
side of the
though.
tackle.
Daniel Carter just has
Entry of
that
the tackle.
ability to ghost almost around a tackle, even on that occasion when he was seemingly covered. Just sort of ghosted through it almost. In fact, he did ghost through it.
Not through the gate. Not through the gate. Tackle. Back the player. Enter guy from the side.
Wallaby line out has deteriorated since there's been a change at hooker.
This is where he slipped through, yes. Body position turning, whoever that was. Woodcock, desperate to get over. McCaw was lonely there. Needed numbers. And I think they turned it over, actually, but came back for the penalty. And Mark Allett, he's not alone here. There are some 12,000 Wallaby supporters have come across the ditch tonight. I see them in the right-hand corner. Plenty of yellow scarves.
So, Dan Carter.
Well, that'll do. New Zealand, healthy lead. They will desperately want to score another try and get a bonus point. Australia, of course, sitting in the box seat at the moment on the scoreboard, unbeaten.
2 changes at this break. Phil Waugh goes for Hugh McManaman, so a lot more height in that Australian line-out that's having problems, and Somerville makes way for John Arforan, 17.
Another strong performance by Somerville as the kickoff goes short. McCaw claims it, really taking responsibility from kickoff. Hesitation from Cowan. He wasn't sure who wanted the ball. In the end, he found Carter. Now Mitchell waits. 10-metre line. Very safe under the high ball. Now Smith to Barnes. Looking to give it a bit of space to Ghetto. They're closing him down, though. Boy, they came at him. And Brad Thorne has a long look at Ghetto and says, sorry, mate, nailed you.
Yeah, well, he did it well, too. He just didn't even slow down. He just kept that straight line inside out the fence. Have a look at this. No hesitation.
Let me come out of the way here.
Ghetto was saying, how can I get out of this?
Now keep the gap.
All Blacks criticised last week for tactics. They've turned it around so far. 20 minutes remaining. Another throw that's gone short from Falonau. Again, he's rushed in and tried to get it, but Andrew Hawes nailed it. And now Sotialo goes down the blind side with Williams. Williams puts his shoulder into Burgess.
Oh, he did well, Williams.
Cowan, Carter, long one across to Nonu. Nonu looking to step his way through.
Oh, a free kick off your feet.
And against one of the supporting players off their feet. So taken quickly. Here goes Palu, showing good pace. Chased by Carter, couldn't nail him. And Wycliffe Palu all the way up to the 22. And now it goes to Ghetto. Oh. Yeah, went forward, I think, referee. He asked the question. I think we can answer it for him. So the All Blacks will take the turnover anyway. Now Sotialo looking to pass and draw and pass. Nonu puts his boot to it. Defies all the critics and puts his boot to it. Now Peter Hines, the game starting to open up a bit. Wallabies look suspiciously close to forward. Oh dear. And all sorts going on here.
You can't have marked it. Of course, you can mark the ball with both feet off the ground if you're inside your 22.
I think the black player is taken off while he's in the air.
What was the number?
James Mbalambiu, the Fijian, has got a fair bit to say here and he wants to have a chat.
I think he's got a lot to say, too much.
We didn't get the number, but for a safety issue, we felt the guy was in the air. It was just dangerous.
What do you mean it's how dangerous?
In other words, it's not going to be a free kick now. It's going to be a penalty.
For what? For that?
For playing in the air.
I wasn't.
George
Did you
Smith.
see that kick there?
George Smith, I don't think was even there. Now there's Smith. Now what's he got to do with this penalty? It's Palu.
Yeah, I think he just got Palu and Smith mixed up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So the All Blacks take the kick and they've kicked it down to Mitchell. Who's calling for this? Nobody's calling for it. And in the end, somehow it fell from the corner. It opens up for Miliaina. 10-metre line in Wallabies territory. All Blacks looking for quick ball. They get it through Cowan. Tried to sling the pass off. It's Williams. He's everywhere.
Lost it that time.
Lost it in the tackle. Wallabies get it. They kick it. And no advantage.
Under pressure there. Lock on. Scrum, goal ball.
He really has thrown himself around the park tonight, Ali Williams.
Well, Muliaina's been everywhere too. He's had two big games in a row. Yes, you're right. Williams has been all over the track.
"19 minutes, a little less."
Touch, pause, engage.
All Blacks ahead by 21. The Wallabies would need to score 4 times
Get them closer up
to
now,
take
guys.
the lead.
Get those heads closer.
Well, they can score 3 times and draw, so yes, correct.
I'm putting a positive spin on this.
Yeah, I know, I could.
Nailed by Smith. Burgess. Solialo, they trapped him. But good support from McMenamin. All Blacks might fancy their chances of turning this over. Yep, the ball held in there. Cowan's gone after it. And I think they'll put a scrum down. That's the way it works when you're on attack.
Yes, it's a use it or lose it. If you can't clear it and you take it in, you turn it over. But in the new rules, of course, the turnover becomes in effect a tap penalty, or a short arm penalty, I guess they call it. Smith outstanding in that area of the game, putting pressure on the opposition when they have the ball. So he was in a box really, but he got out of it. So great attacking position. So All Blacks have it split 3 and 2, 4 and 2.
Touch, pause, engage.
So Sorialo moving.
Sorialo slings it to the left to Carter. Carter goes short to Nonu. Places it on the ground. Snapped up by McCaw. Awkward pass which was taken in by Conrad Smith. Oh, he got well and truly nailed, and I think that's a head high.
Just relax.
Have a look at the replay, he said.
Smart though. He'd be pretty confident if he said that. He must be. Let's have a look. Ooh, you wouldn't worry, George.
Oh, don't look at the replay, George.
No.
Don't let the referee see it.
He has caught him high. The guy did go down slightly in the tackle, which makes... I don't want to go yellow card, because there was extenuating circumstances. But you've got to keep those tackles down. It's a safety issue. Happy?
Well, I think Mr. Lawrence is generous compared to many other examples in the past. Thorne's a good example last week.
He didn't go down in the tackle, which made it...
So it varies from referee to referee.
So the bottom line here is that Dan Carter has another opportunity. Conrad Smith might have his nose splattered all over his face, but he won't care too much.
Well,
Prime Minister Helen Clark in attendance here tonight.
she didn't used to be a rugby girl.
It's election year, Murray.
I see she's sitting next to Jock Hobbs. Election year. Ken Douglas was sitting beside her too, I think.
He's on the board. So here's Carter, looking to give the All Blacks a 24-point lead. No problems at all. 34 points to 10.
Let's have a look at Helen and see if she's clapping.
Well, he just lost his footing there, Dan Carter, but everything else was precision. And he's picked up 19 points tonight, Carter, as Barnes kicks off. McCaw claims. And it's laid back nicely for Cowan.
Holding it.
Carter. Oh, lovely kick, Dan Carter. He couldn't kick it out on the full. And such an influential player as Kevin Nialamu gets ready.
And I must say the Carter-Cowan combination has worked smoothly too tonight. I think Cowan's been a success. Of course, hasn't played as much with Carter as Ellis has, and Ellis, of course, knows Carter well.
Here's the Wallabies. The kick made through by Ghetto, easily read, and Muliaina up to Sivi Vatu, puts the foot down. Very good tackle by Barnes. All Blacks though, McCaw's got in there and snapped it up. Cowan shovels it to William. Oh, no one home. Threw it to the touch judge.
He threw it to, he did indeed. He threw it where the winger should have been, but the winger was on the deck at the bottom of the ruck.
Jimmy Cowan. Sterling Mortlow got his way in the end. He wanted to throw it quickly and he did so. High pass across to Hines. He puts it on his left boot, which is fairly strange for a right winger. Carter, and take it towards the touchline.
Carter was looking to play, looking for a hole that wasn't there.
Right, time out. Let's do the subs.
All Blacks wanting to get their hooker on or off. Smithy.
Nialamu makes his way on for Andrew Hoare, who's had another very strong game tonight. His throwing has been accurate. The front row's been much more effective this time round, and in the loose, he's always been the part, Andrew Hoare.
All done.
Pilota now throws. Claimed by Palu. Goes head to head with McCaw. Now it was a run by Hall. Smith goes in, makes a spot tackle. Soialo tackling their hearts out tonight, the All Blacks. They missed a few early. Forcing the Wallabies to kick. Carter charges, everybody on side. And it's taken down by John Arthur. So the All Blacks have possession in a good part of the field. Soialo got his pass off to Nialamu. And the All Blacks still in control of this as Cowan works it off to Smith. Smith to Carter. Good tackle. Wallabies getting players to the ball, but the All Blacks win it. Cowan again. Afoa.
They're pretty quick, the Wallabies that time.
Cowan not able to get the ball this time, but one of the Wallabies players off his feet.
Well, New Zealand looking hard at the goal line, I would say. They'd be wanting to score.
Another change.
Anthony Tuitavaki in 22. And it looks like it's going to be Conrad Smith making his way off. So Kahui goes back into the preferred centre option. Apart from the tackle on Mortlock that he missed, Conrad Smith has had a pretty strong game. Very good link.
Well, I think it gives New Zealand another facilitator in the back line, another distributor.
So stay up there.
And he also makes a lot of decisions out there, which I think are very important, especially with the line breakers he's got on either side of him. It's the combinations that are so vital at this level. In a slightly lower level, it's not quite so important, but certainly at this level.
Touch, pause, engage. Come on, guys. These guys are good.
They've certainly answered back the skeptics and the critics this week. There's some that were suggesting that they were gone. But they've certainly answered that back. Comprehensive domination on the stats board and on the field.
Touch, pause, engage.
Soialo hands it off. Now Carter running at the Wallaby defence. There for Cowan. Muliaina. Strong run by him. Cowan again. All goes through the arms of McCaw. And Tuitavaki has to get back, but it's been claimed by Mortlock. And the Wallabies in possession. Nicely timed challenge by McCaw as he gets Burgess. Burgess is going to hand it off to Baxter. Now it goes to Barnes. Ghetto running in midfield as Barnes kicks. And Kahui drops it. There was a bit of a misunderstanding between Kahui and Tuatavaki. And a mistake. There haven't been many of them.
Although Tuatavaki pulled out in the end, he must have heard the call.
Pallotta now for the Wallabies. Again, the All Blacks get in front. A real problem for the Wallabies with the throwing of the new hooker. But they do get it back as Ghetto again goes with a flat kick. Hines chasing across. But they'll go straight to a line out. All Blacks looking pretty relaxed on the bench. And why wouldn't they be? A 24-point lead. Under 10 minutes left.
There we go.
It's going to be a great try series, this one. Remember, Australia have to go to South Africa and play 2. New Zealand off there in a couple of weeks' time. And South Africa will be sitting there, waiting, ready. What a reception they'll give both these sides.
Lamu finding Thorne with his line-out throw. Town lobs another high kick downfield, beautifully judged. Into the arms of Hines, chased across by Sivi Badu, beat him nicely. Now he lobs the pass out to Takiri. Chance here for the Wallabies. Kahui, beautiful tackle on Takiri. Williams there to try and spoil it. All Blacks have better numbers there. The Wallabies are hanging around in midfield looking for the scraps, but it's going to cost them, I suspect. Kahui gets it. Lobs the kick downfield. Mitchell looks for a bounce. It doesn't really go his way. All Blacks looking to nail him, and Hines nowhere to go here. It's a game played by about 7 or 8 players at the moment. The forwards are miles away, a lot of them. Wallabies have it.
Great tackling, ball and all.
Now McMenamin puts his head down. So the Wallabies all the way back to halfway in this long sequence, and they do get a penalty.
Well, there's some tired bodies out there.
Yeah, okay.
So many guys now just wandering back into position as they all take a breath.
Well, they came here desperate, the All Blacks, there's no doubt about that. And even with a 24-point lead on the board, how about the tackle by Kahui? That's all about desperation. Great break, and then this tackle was outstanding.
Around the ankles. You can't run when your ankles are tied together, is the old saying.
That is a beautiful tackle. As the All Blacks make a change at halfback, Smithy.
Big ovation for Jimmy Cowan. Huge.
Tremendous performance by Jimmy Cowan. So Piri Wepu is on the park as the Wallabies win another line out. Not too convincingly though. Goes to Smith, but the All Black defence made one mistake tonight. But apart from that, the Wallabies haven't cracked it.
Well, I thought for Piri Wepu as well.
On the feet, number 8.
He was out of the picture, and he's hung in there.
Yes.
And he's been rewarded. Yeah. He's back on the field.
Carter drills the penalty kick downfield. Well, it was a free kick, I think.
Bounces.
It's another beautiful kick.
Number 12. 12.
Derek Barnes had a relatively quiet night tonight. He's made some big tackles. He's had to, but he will make way for Ryan Cross in jersey number 21. But the kicking game just has not been there. They haven't had the clean ball. That combination, that right foot, left foot last week that killed the All Blacks, not even a factor tonight.
Well, the difference is the quality of possession, though. They had so much good ball going forward. Tonight, they have not had that. The All Blacks have dominated that area of the game.
It was the Wallabies who scored 34 points last week. It's the All Blacks this week. And now another change for the All Blacks.
Adam Thompson in 19 for Jerome Kano.
Oh, is this Australia throw? Yes, indeed, it is. It bounced out, didn't it?
So untidy again. Oh, big tackle by Afoa as the All Blacks close to within 5 metres. Back to Mortlock to do the clearing, and does so, but it's only gone as far as the 22.
14 black.
And yet another change.
Stephen Donald in 21 for Richard Kahui.
Let's launch the bench.
So Carter goes to second 5 by the look of this lineup.
Come on.
Oh, I don't know about that. He might be moving out to centre.
Might even be wider, yes.
Which is actually pretty interesting, Smithy, you know.
All Blacks go short. Here's Woodcock! Oh, no, it's forward.
Oh, that was the bonus point they needed.
Oh, no.
Let's go 5.
Oh, I didn't go 5 metres.
Was that a touch judge call? It might have been.
Just for a moment there.
Well done, James.
Tony Woodcock herring towards the line.
Ball feet.
Ghetto.
Oh, it's a good kick, that one.
Muliaina's keen up to our lovely take.
He's so good in that area.
Now Wepu dropped onto the boot of Donald, and he puts it out on the full.
Tell you what, it was. I'm not sure he might have been out anyway, but I'm not sure if he was. He looked like he might have been 5 to me.
Remember the ball, let's go 5. That's it.
The one in the first half was pretty marginal too. The Wallaby one that was pulled up for not 5 looked like he was 5.
That's the best line out since Pilota now came on. Ryan Cross takes it up. Burgess, Horwell not expecting it, in fact didn't get it either. Now Hines puts it on the boot, tidied up by Wepu, straight from Muliaina to Tavaki. Thompson, good tackle,
Release.
and didn't release the ball, taken by Hugh McMenamin. Wallabies looking to salvage something out of this as Ghetto into midfield. This time the All Black defence in midfield is good.
Wallaby ball though.
It's advantage. Slowing it up. Slowing it up.
He's got the All Blacks here.
Yes.
So Mitchell to Ghetto. Now Palu.
We'll have the 7 running away quickly.
And free kick against the All Blacks, which Burgess takes. Drops the pass off.
Okay, run away 19 now.
Now Ghetto again. Well, the ball's out there and hacked ahead. Donald chasing back. Hines. Good support from Mitchell. Looking for Hines. Just in Wallaby territory. Off to Palu. He hasn't got too many mates out here, though. In fact, he's got none.
He's a big boy though. Can stop the flow, which he did successfully. 120 kg, 6'4".
Burgess again for Matt Ghetto. Now Takiri. Haven't seen a lot of Lottie Takiri tonight. Ghetto goes wide to Mortlock. Ghetto again. Mitchell. Wallabies hammering away here at this defence, getting not much change at all. Now the All Blacks have it. Wepu puts the kick in. Here come the chasers. Oh dear. Into touch. They were leading the race too. Stephen Donald and Mills Muliaina.
We're in front of the ball, no influence.
And the last of the All Black replacements. Anthony Borich.
For Brad Thorne.
Well, it's been a great, solid performance. Brad Thorne, he's been on the job all night. Intensity, commitment, and physicality.
Sotialo gets his hand in front. Williams gets it wide. Carter waiting. Now he gets the pass off to Muliaina. Taken down by Cross. McCaw there, and he knocked it on, I think, Richie McCaw. Yep.
And keep on thinking how important a bonus point will be at the end of this try series.
Well, only the one team has won away from home so far in this competition. That is South Africa. The All Blacks have to go there once. The Wallabies have to go there twice.
Should make the next game in Cape Town a pretty interesting game.
Touch, pause, engage.
2 weeks from tonight.
Running it around. Number 1, running it around. Full on, running it, delivered wheel.
So that one was against Tony Woodcock. Tuatavaki waiting. And up goes the flag.
Oh, it was a penalty. It was a penalty, so therefore he could kick it directly into touch and take the line out.
Full on, yes.
Tuatavaki.
Well, the All Blacks have bounced back tonight. All the weeping and gnashing of teeth that's gone on in the last 7 days. There'll still be critics. There always will be. Not straight. You can't please some people, but this is an emphatic performance.
Well, it's one of the best line-out performances I've ever seen, actually, from New Zealand. They've won 8 against the throw. In fact, they've won more against the throw than they've won on their own throwing. 8-7 is. And Australia have not won a single line-out against the throw.
The crowd cheering because time is up. They know that the victory is well and truly secure.
There we go. Thank you.
Another area of the game that's so vital, I think, in the turnaround is the breakdown turnovers. When New Zealand have won that comprehensively 10-5. And that's significant because that's the best ball.
All Blacks get a free kick. Wepu to McCaw. Tuatavaki tries to bash his way through. Now Wepu. Donald. Wepu sees a gap. Spins out of a couple of tackles. Got a pass off to Afoa, but he couldn't hold it. And so the Wallabies might have one last shot with the ball as Cross taken down near the 10-metre line. Burgess gets the call from Vickerman. Now flat past him at minimum, but absolutely smashed by Kevin Mialamu. Now Burgess works it across to James Horwell.
Right, leave it now, Black.
Burgess again. Ghetto, another little kick in behind the defence. Claimed nicely by Carter. And the All Blacks tidy it up, and here they go. One last go, perhaps. And freeing it up is Nonu. Now Nonu, he could go all the way and get the bonus point. I reckon he will.
Oh, did he ground it? Did he ground it?
I don't think he did. They're going to have a look at it.
Sean, let's see if a try's been scored. Check the...
Ooh, he thinks he got it.
He thinks he might have got it.
I think he'd say that anyway.
Probably might have lost it as well.
He says yes.
You're right there.
Well.
I'd say.
Oh, do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. If you slow it down, it's control of the ball.
Sean Felsman has got to make this call.
Doesn't have to have downward pressure, remember, just have to have control of the ball when it hits the ground.
Yeah, he's still got his fingertips.
Not much control though, mate.
Here we go.
It's a 50-50 one, I think, to be fair.
Mark, Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
I can confirm a try was scored.
Well, he's going to give it.
Yes.
He's going to give it.
I think they'll take it. and the crowd is delighted. Well, what a wonderful game of rugby. It really had a bit of everything. It had a whole lot of drama going into this game. So many words spoken during the last week when the All Blacks were emphatically beaten at Sydney. Well, they answered the call. They came, they did the business, they conquered the Wallabies without any shadow of a doubt. Every department of the game they had domination, and particularly on the scoreboard. The Australians, well, they were very much in it. They were very competitive all over the park. They scored a glorious try before half-time to put themselves back in the game, but really they just didn't come to play enough against this team in black that had so much passion and determination to straighten up the scorebook, and they did it indeed.
Well, that was the final act, and the bonus point try, and the conversion from Carter is away, but the job has been done by the All Blacks as the whistle blows, and they have bounced back from the disappointment of Sydney and have convincingly put away the Wallabies tonight by 39 points to 10.
And what a way to go. Richie McCaw must be delighted. Well, so much pressure on his shoulders as a leader, captain, but also the important part of the game, the breakdown, and he did the job tonight. He in tandem with Rodney Soialo. And he would be a very relieved man, as would the coaches. And now they can look forward to going on in this tri-series, the big challenge ahead at the Republic, and the Republic against South Africa. Well, there's that feeling. There's nothing like that satisfaction, actually, of winning a test match, walking off the field and feeling all warm inside. Nothing quite like it.
4 tries to 1, 2 to Woodcock, 2 to Nonu, and the rest of the points from Dan Carter. Right, let's go down now and hear from the winning skipper, Richie McCaw with Ian Smith.
Richie, an unbelievably good performance after last week. You obviously came with a hint of desperation in your game, and you proved it.
Yeah, we certainly weren't happy after last week. It's not very nice when you know you got out-muscled. So the boys have been hurting all week, and wanted to get put together a good performance.
It was important that you started well. It didn't happen last week. You did that. You negated a lot of the areas that they were so strong last time round.
Yeah, we talked about just the little things that let us down last week, and they perhaps snowballed. So the stuff that often doesn't get seen, boys, you just got to keep doing it, and we talked about that during the week, and that meant starting well and keeping on for 80 minutes.
Your line-out was probably the strongest line-out of an All Black side for quite some time. You stole a lot of ball, you won yours with complete ease.
Yeah, and I think, as the confidence grows, it makes it easier. So, we got the first couple, and we scored a couple of tries, or one anyway, from a good set move, and I guess as the confidence goes, you get up and put pressure on their one.
How important is this one, you think, in the scheme of things now?
Well, when you lose 2 in a row, it's a measure of how you get back on the horse, and we've set a standard now, and it's we just can't afford to go back, so we've got to carry on from here and hopefully get better.
You had a wonderful battle in the loose. Phil Ward took an early knock, and I think you handled that situation quite well. The combination with yourself, Jerome and Rodney, worked nicely.
Yeah, the loose forwards, how they operate often depends on the boys in front of you in the tight 5, and it was a pretty good performance from them. We were going forward, the backs got us on the front foot and made it easier for us.
You rate this very highly?
Yeah, well, when your back's against the wall, to come out and show what sort of ticker the boys have got, I'm pretty proud.
Well done, great night.
Yeah, wonderful return for Richie McCaw. Big night for Tony Woodcock too. He got a couple of early tries in the All Blacks 4-try victory. Now Sterling Mortlock with Smithy.
Well, Sterling, everything that went well for you last week seemed to backfire tonight.
Yeah, it was almost a complete role reversal from last week. I think tonight they really played good field position. Their kicking game was exemplary, and we gave them a lot of field position and a lot of possession by poor discipline.
You had a sniff, you came back, you scored the try just before half-time, you brought the margin down to, I think, about 10. What was the feeling at the break?
Oh, we felt as though we hadn't played too much footy, and we wanted to go out there and be positive, and unfortunately, when you give away penalties and you don't play field position too well, it's very hard to play rugby. So, a week's a long time in rugby, and tonight proved that.
One area that you've tended to dominate All Black sides in recent years has been the line-out. They made a bit of a mess of yours tonight, I think.
Yeah, that really seemed to stifle our continuity. Every time we tried to get down there, and when we did get down there, they were really contesting the line-out extremely well. We got no fluidity out of that at all, so it makes it very hard.
Well, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? You have to turn this around rather quickly.
Oh, mate, we've got a fair few weeks to stew on it, so the guys get a well-deserved break. I think 8 to 10 days off, and we'll regroup. Look forward to going to Africa for 2 weeks.
Thanks very much. Hard luck tonight.
Thank you.
So the All Blacks and the Wallabies play once more in the Tri-Nations and twice more in the Bledisloe Cup. But the All Blacks showed their true colours tonight at Eden Park. A big win, an emphatic victory by 39 points to 10.